Hey guys, working on my 2015 Infiniti QX80, and I'm going to be replacing my front shocks here. I have the full body motion, so I have air suspension in the back and in the front, so I'm going to be converting them over to coil spring suspension. So let's just jump into it. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to measure our height right now. I don't know if my front shocks are bad or not. I don't even know if my compressor works on this truck. But it's good to have a before and after just to see how much of a difference in height we get. So from right now, I'm about fist and thumb high. About fist and thumb, or about possibly 5 fingers high. Let's see if we make a difference. Let's get our tape measure out. So in the front, we are just, looks like we're either at 35 inches or right at 35 inches. Let's see what he looks like when we're finished. If you haven't already, spray everything with WD-40 up here, these nuts down here. And the one thing that I think I'm gonna need to be prepared for is that this sits really high. This is probably like damn near a foot long. So when I pop this out, I'm thinking that I'm gonna need to be able to drop this quite a bit for me to get this out of here. So I think that it's in my best interest to probably remove this tie rod so that if I open this up, I can kind of like swing it up and out. So I'm gonna remove this. Let's get this nut off. Let's get this this cotter pin out. And some vice grips is always a good idea to start with. Get the best bite on it. Twist and pull, twist and pull. And she's out. Let me figure out what size this is. Alright, now with this bottomed out, what I'm going to do here is 19 mil. And oh my goodness. Oh, she is on there. Holy cow. Try this again. Oh, no way. I've never seen something this tight before. Here we go. There you go. And she's out. Okay. Don't turn it or anything. Oh, I feel bad doing that to her. Alright, let's keep going. While I'm down here, I'm going to put this arm up here. And it's a 21 millimeter that we need to get going. Oh, she came out way easier. Wow. That came out like butter. Okay, she's ready. So now we can jump to our air stuff. You see right here, this is our ride height sensor. I think I need to pop this out and just hit it with a little bit of WD-40 to make it easier. Just don't forget, we got to put that back. Now we're gonna bleed the air, bleed the oil out of these lines, and I guarantee it's gonna be a lot of it. So for starters, we're just gonna pull these caps back like that. One, and there's one all the way up here, which is 2. Yeah. There we go. I don't care if we lose her. We ain't gonna be reusing her. Alright. Okay. If you remember, lefty loosey, righty tighty. The bolt is facing me, so I'm gonna just come down here. And we should start seeing fluid gonna come out the system real soon. Now, since I did the back, I don't know if fluid sits in the front and the back, because I ain't getting nothing. It's actually pretty good. Okay, maybe. Oh wow. All right, I ain't gonna sweat it then. Maybe since I repaired the back, all the fluid, all the oil must flow from the front to the back or something of that nature, because I didn't get anything that came out. So now I'm gonna check this up one and see if anything comes out of this as well. Okay, that's good. And this one up here, let's see if anything comes out. got a feeling it's not. And nope, nothing's coming out of here either. Okay, so if you've done the back suspension already, I don't think anything's gonna come out the front. So that's actually a lifesaver, because when I did the back, man, oil was coming out every damn where. So that makes life easier for us. Now I'm still expecting there to be residual oil, so I'm gonna kind of put a paper towel here, and we're gonna break these two 10 millimeters. Jeez. There's one right here, and there's one right here. Like that. Get back to you when I get them out. And this as well. This should be ready to come out. So do not be surprised if oil comes out of these things. Oh, there she goes. Not a lot, but she's coming. Okay, that's one side out. And I got a 10 millimeter Allen head, and I'm just gonna come right here with it. Pop this one, and there's another one on this side. And I'll get back to you when I get these out. And here we go. Those two bolts are out. And I think I'm just gonna pop it up like that, and she's out. Okay, good. Good. Now we gotta remove, hold on, try to get a better view. There are these three, I think these are 14 millimeters. If you haven't already, just clean the thread up. And yeah, of course they're in tight. Why wouldn't they be? Another one right back here. Ooh, my goodness, my back. And there's another one. Okay. And I'll get to you when I get these three out. Oh. And with those three out, you can see she's already sinking down a little bit. Now it's time to get this bottom stud off. Let's get to it. Alright, so I have a 21 millimeter on this side holding this in place, and I got a 21 on this side. Now she's ready to come out. Oh shit. Kind of lift up on it a little bit to take the weight off, and she's out. Okay, pull some stuff out the way here, and I think now if I kind of, there we go, and literally she drops right out. That is perfect. Ooh, this thing is heavier than I thought. And this is just to show you comparing the two. This is the air suspension shock. If you have a QX80 that does not have the deluxe package or the limited, you probably won't have this. The repair is identical. You just don't have to worry about those air lines. But if you compare the two, this is what they look like in the rear. The rear springs were definitely heavier than the front one. The front one actually feels heavier, but it is physically bigger as well. Let's check the weight real fast just to see. And it's only 10 pounds. Wow, okay. And they're literally identical in weight, so that's cool. So I went into plenty of detail when I did the rear conversion, but in a nutshell, if you're a person that's like, hey, I like my air suspension, I want to keep it, just some things to think about. These are $900 a piece for one in the front. The rears are like $250. So when it comes to this, you got to think about some things that can fail with air suspension. It's not if it will fail, it's when it will fail. This can fail. The air compressor can fail. Well, the shock can fail. Air compressor can fail. The lines can leak. and the height sensor can be a problem. All these cost a lot of money. Unfortunately, when air suspension starts to go bad, it's really just better to just let it go. And if you can convert it, it's way more affordable, way more reliable to do it that way. So that's what I'm gonna do. Plus, if you do try to repair your air suspension, what you'll happen to notice is that you're gonna kind of keep chasing. Like, you'll repair one thing and then something else goes bad, and then something else goes bad, and before you know it, you end up spending a lot of money trying to keep that air suspension going. So as much as I like the air suspension, it's time for it to go bye-bye. But now, a lot simpler here. We're gonna get her on, and then we'll keep it going. But we're gonna pop these out. And, not gonna lie, so far so good. It's been actually a lot easier doing the front than it was doing the back. Okay, I will say, just be very careful. This is still a spring. It sits in a cartridge, so it's basically under load, and you don't want this to face your body. If it ever pops out, it could kill you. And now she sits up like that. I wonder if I can turn her. There we go. Okay, and that's correct. All right. Whew. Let's get these 13s in. We do want to snug these down, at least get them all finger tight so that we can get the height correct. And then we'll snug them down in a second. Well, I'll snug them down now while off camera. Well, actually, since I don't have it all the way snugged down, I can actually adjust this to fit the way I want it to fit. It's easier this way. So now I get my bolt in here, and with a little bit of thread locker, I already cleaned the threads up. We're going to kind of come in like this, and oh, that's beautiful. Oh my god, it's so much easier doing the front. I'm almost jealous. All right, let me get my impact gun out real fast. And here we go on this side. Okay. Oh. And I will torque her down a little bit later. I'm gonna get these top bolts on, and then we'll come back to here. And 30 foot-pounds here. Just 30. Just 30. Go back over again. There you go. Nice. I will say, don't touch this right here. Leave that alone. That's the way it's supposed to be. It's the way it's gonna be. Let's torque the bottom. Now, if this doesn't move, oh yeah, it moved. Okay. This gets torqued to a whopping 128 foot-pounds. And 130. Woo! 128, and I'm using kind of the actual caliper itself to kind of hold it in place. Had my finger in there. Oh my god, I hit my finger kind of hard. All right, let's get this tie rod in. Now the fun part here is that we don't want this to spin. I'm gonna get my wire brush on here, hit these threads up as best as I can. Okay, it's about as good as I'm gonna get them. And what we're gonna do here is get her right back in. Here's the kicker here. It might be better to hit this with an impact gun, because what's gonna happen is, if it does, the ball joint will spin with the threads. Then I'm gonna have to basically get like a ball press in here and like press it really tight so that it doesn't spin. Hoping it does not come to that. Let's see here. If this doesn't go down smoothly, I'm probably gonna hit it with my impact gun. And it's not, so all right, impact gun time it is. Let me get that. Okay, I'm pretty sure that it's spinning with the nut. Damn it. It is. Okay. I'm gonna have to get my ball joint press. I'll be right back. Alright, if you ain't cheating, you ain't trying. I got the ball joint jacked underneath of the jack, So I'm putting pressure on it, and the bolt did go down. This gets torqued to 45 foot-pounds. And amazing. Oof. Okay, now I got extra cotter pins. I'm gonna go see if I can find a new one. And I do have extras, so I'm gonna stick this through here. It's unfortunate the location that I got it to stop at, but now I'm gonna kind of bend it out. Give me a second. And just like that, I just pushed it, curled it. It's all right. Now, oh my goodness, this is pretty cool. We're actually done here. We're gonna put this back where we found it. This is the height rise sensor. The only thing I don't know about yet is if we need to, pick them, hold on. See here, I'm gonna use this flathead to help me. Push, and that pops in. Only thing I'm not very sure of with this is I don't think any air, or I don't think the compressor will still work, especially if the height sensor is saying it's the proper height. But I'll think about it ahead of time. I'll drive it around and see what happens, but you may have to pull the AC I mean, not the AC, the actual compressor fuse. I didn't yet, hoping I don't. As long as the ride height sensor is saying it's the correct height, I don't think we'll have any issues anyway. Plus the air will just blow out. But now we need to hide these lines, or not hide them, but I need to find somewhere to kind of lock them away, zip tie them, so that they're not interfering with anything and not damaging anything. So I will get back to you guys. And here's a freestyle moment here. Well, let's just show you. Tie rod is back in, torque down, torque down. We didn't touch anything over here. Our ride height sensor is back. These are torqued down. Now, just to show you how I did this to secure the air lines here, these are really thick lines, I'm not gonna lie. Shout out to Infiniti for that. These are some sturdy things. They don't really like to be bent anywhere, so I kind of want to keep them where they like to be at. And if you see here, I should have showed you, but there's a hole right where this finger is. There's a hole in the frame, and if you see here behind the ride height adjuster, there's holders right there. So I'm holding it down here, and I have it wrapped around the hole back here, and then I just have this hole here. If you see here, that is very sturdy. That ain't going nowhere. Okay, so that's it. You just want to make sure it's somewhere that it's not going to interfere with the suspension. This can go up and down without touching this, and nothing around here moves. So this is right where it needs to be, nice and secure. Let me show you what I did here as well. I basically put I stuffed some paper towel in here just in case any oil or anything wants to leak out, and I've wrapped it with electrical tape to protect the lines. You know, maybe someday I sell this truck, this person might want to go back to air suspension or something. Doesn't really matter, but I do want to just don't let anything get in these lines here. So wrapped it with electrical tape like that, and put paper towel in there, secured it. She's locked in, she ain't going nowhere. So now we need to put the wheel back on, get her on the ground, and measure the ride height. Now, for the most part, when you put new shocks and struts on, they're gonna sit a little bit higher than they usually would. They're gonna settle or sag, or not really sag, they're gonna settle in place once you drive it for a little bit, and then you can kind of recheck it later on. It might sag, it might come down like a ½ inch or something like that. But let's get the wheel on and let's check. And with the conversion kit, looks like we're right at 3 feet, or about 36 inches. So we was at about 35. We went up an inch, even though the front never looked that bad to begin with, but pretty nice. So we're about 3 feet off the ground here. So we went up about an inch, maybe 1.5 inches in the front, and we went up about 3 inches in the back. Let's take a look at the whole car and see how she looks. And oh my goodness, she looks chunky. Oh my god, I love the way she looks now. The ride height looks beautiful, everything looks nice and even. Oh man, she's so good. Alright, take it for a test drive. Can't wait to see how she rides. And if you were wondering, from what I've seen, that the actual air suspension has like one big fuse and it controls other things, but it looks like the rear suspension fuse is probably this right here, I'm not going to bother with it though. I don't think it's going to give me any issues. So if I do, I'll pull it. But if I don't post it, chances are I didn't need it. All right, and this is what she looks like after everything has settled. I'm sure some of you are curious about the ride quality. As far as how she rides under, you know, small bumps and small imperfections in the road, she feels great. Don't really feel nothing at all. She still corners very well. These shocks, these new shocks and springs, they almost have like they feel like a lowering spring design to some. I mean, they almost resemble a lowering spring almost. When you go around corners, it still sits really stiff and it feels good. Only thing I really say that stands out is when you hit big bumps. When you hit big bumps, you feel like you get more of a bounce feel now, versus back then when I would hit something, the truck would just dip. It wouldn't bounce, it wouldn't recoil, it would just dip. But now, since with the springs, when you hit big bumps, especially in the back, it'll kind of like boom and come back up. It doesn't hurt or anything, it's still soft, but I'm just assuming because of the progressive springs and how high the spring rate is, it's just something has to give. You can't have a higher spring rate and think that the truck is still going to ride like a cloud when it hits those bigger bumps and it gets past those smaller, once it gets past those progressive springs. But other than that, I love the way she rides. I love the way she sits. For those of you who had your air suspension working, do not expect do not expect conventional suspension to ride better than air suspension. There's a reason why it costs thousands of dollars more. But I love the way she feels. I love the way she rides now. The wife and kid feel like they have to jump in the truck now to get in. It's just makes a world of difference now seeing the ride height and how it sits. But that's the only thing I'll say that bothers me. It's just or is it anything that I notice is just when you hit really big bumps, you'll just get more of like a boom. That's really it. Other than that, love the way she rides. Thanks for watching, you guys. Till next time, out. Bye.